It's a big world out there, and at times it's important to just lock out the noises and be alone. Being alone with your thoughts is always good to rejuvenate. That said, there are a few who've taken this to another level. Being alone at home with their thoughts is done on a grander scale. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's begin. Number 10. Elliday Island. This picture of a house that sat solitary on acres upon acres of land on an island. When this picture circulated the internet, there were a few speculations that the house belonged to the singer Björk, while others believed the house belonged to a celebrity. Located in Iceland's southern coast, this house has been subject of many rumours. One of the most absurd ones is that the house was a group house for a community who were living away from their mainland and had decided that they'd survive on raising cattle and fishing. And the story goes that this communal living went on for 200 years when the residents decided that there were more opportunities on the mainland. Going back to the mainland, they maintained a lodge at the island where they'd go back during the hunting season. One thing to note about this little house is it has no water or electricity. Odd topic, this little house perked up high looks quite pretty. The problem is that whoever lives there does not have any neighbours. How do they survive? How do they live? How do they get supplies? Do they miss hanging out with other people? Quick question, would you live in this kind of isolation? Let us know in the comments section. Number 9. Village of Gaza. What if you got an opportunity to have a home up on a mountain? That would be grand. Just check this out. 2,000 feet above the ground. To get there you need to trek many miles, then have to climb up a cliff to get home. This, my friends, is the reality that the residents of Gaza enjoyed. The village is located on the Harrow Islands. It's cut off from the rest of the world by a ring of mountains and a tall cliff that overlooks the sea. If you're not keen on spending time with people, this little place would suit you. It would be your little paradise, except that it's not little. The only way to get to this place is via stairs that are carved in the rock face from the ocean. This very challenging mountain climb is hardcore. This landlocked place is home for just a few people. A new path has been blasted across the mountains recently, and it means that things could change. With vehicle access, more people are likely to move to this paradise. Number 8. Casa Stone House. A good number of people use caravans and tents when it's time to go for their holidays. Others invest in large RVs, while others decide they could make a holiday home out of rocks. This is the story of Casa Stone House that's located in northern Portugal. Way back in 1972, some holiday makers decided that this rocky structure could make for a good home. They started construction of a home that was different from anything ever seen. This home reminds me of the Flintstones. The entire house is made of rock, the roof, the windows, a door, a chimney. You can only imagine what lies inside the house. First, there's no electricity. There's log furniture. There's also a giant 550-pound couch made from the eucalyptus tree. If you wanted to get away from the outside world with its Wi-Fi and phone signals, this is the place to be. It's no longer a holiday home, but if you are ever in Portugal, you can drop by and check it out. Number 7. The Crystal Mill. This is the perfect hideout if you don't want to see anyone for a whole week. This place is located in Colorado. It's extremely tricky to get access to this place. You have to sign a waiver just to take photographs. Originally, the Crystal Mill was known as the Sheep Mountain Power Plant that was built in 1892 along the Crystal River. It ventilated mines in the area code and powered pneumatic tools. Now it sits abandoned and would be perfect for some downtime. The rough terrain to get there is another story altogether. You'd have to get through granite and many cars would turn upside down. The mountainous road is not for the faint-hearted. The Crystal River is within the vicinity of the Crystal Mill and flows past beautifully. To get up to the interesting house, you have to navigate through the homemade ladder, one grocery bag at a time. Number 6. Kuchi Pillar. Spending time away from the hustle and bustle is good for the soul. Your soul will thank you if you live in a church that's up a high limestone like the man who lived in this place that's 130 feet off the ground. This pillar is located in the village of Kuchi, an Emirati region in western Georgia. This very captivating structure is built on stilts and is said to have been used from the 9th century until the Ottoman invasion of the 15th century. It's only accessible via a ladder. The limestone rock has 3 hermit cells, a church, a wine cellar, and a stone crypt. It was supposedly built for Christian ascetics who wanted to spend their days in solitude on high pillars to get closer to God. This place was rediscovered again in 1944 by Georgian mountaineer just before it became home to Maxim Kaftaradze in 1993. In 2013, Maxim gave an interview and explained why he decided to live on the pillar. He explained that after he was released from prison following drug charges, he wanted to purge himself, meditate, connect with God. He has remained there ever since. Number 5. Agia Triada. If you're tired of noisy neighbours who party till they drop, or those pestering salespeople selling vacuum cleaners, this property is what you need to find peace. You might have a bit of a hard time convincing your significant other to live here though. Agia Triada is a Holy Trinity monastery near the St. Stephen's Nunnery in Meteor. This has been an organised monastery since 1362. It's perched at the very top of a giant rock and there are around 140 steps just to get to the building. And once you reach it, the views are astounding. They'll blow you away. The perfect view would be in the evening as the stars shine over the land beyond the monastery. The monastery has a church and artwork dating back to 1682. This place was also used to film scenes of a James Bond movie. Number 4. Tristan de Cooner, Tristan Atlantic Ocean. This is just the way to get lost, a 7-day boat ride to a deserted island. This island is a British outpost in the South Atlantic Ocean where there's no airport or deep harbour, and the only way in or out is via one of the 9 boats that arrive every year. And once you're there, you can't leave for a month. Tristan is home to a volcano cone, a small hospital, a road, a pub, a rundown golf course, chickens, as well as little elves. About 270 people live here and they cover about 38 square miles. Potatoes are the main crop in the area, and they export lobsters and crayfish and also raise livestock for island consumption. This place is self-sufficient, and living there would be a good idea if you want to lead a sedentary life. Number 3. Just Room Enough Island, Canada. Sometimes at home you cannot seem to catch a break. Too many variables and unwanted guests showing up. When it gets too much, we have the perfect place just east of Ontario on the St. Lawrence River. Just Room Enough Island is a house surrounded by nothing but water. This is the smallest island of 1,864 in the Thousand Islands archipelago. It has a house, a small beach and a tree. In 1959, a family purchased the island for their vacation, and over time it became popular because of its uniqueness. Its popularity makes it less ideal if you want to find privacy. Tourists will be hounding you with smartphones eager to take photos. Number 2. Harrow Taktsang, Harrow Valley, Bhutan. If you have trouble reaching your 10,000 steps quota, then this is the place to be. You'll definitely surpass your goal. By laying foot in the Harrow Valley in Bhutan, when you look up you see a temple with 13 monasteries which are also called tiger lairs, but are used by Buddhists for meditation. In the 8th century, legend has it that the holy Buddha Padmasambhava arrived at the cave high up in the mountains on the back of a flying tiger around 10,000 feet above sea level. Everyone else had to walk up, and it's not a journey for the faint-hearted. From the valley floor, it's about 7,000 feet above sea level. You have to climb for about 2 hours before you get to the tiger's nest. 3,000 feet above that, and you get to the temple, meaning you're 10,000 feet above everyone else. The steep trails are nothing compared to the altitude mist that can cause altitude sickness, and if you're scared of heights, you'll get a shocker. Here, you'll have no way you'll receive unwanted guests. Number 1. Chess Pavilion, Mount Hushan, China. If you're not afraid of heights, exercise, or new experiences, then this is just for you. This is the world's most dangerous hiking experience. Mount Hushan in China will deliver the mountain over 7,000 feet high, and it's one of the giving of China's sacred mountains. Unlike other mountains that are 100% natural, this mountain has hidden gems. The Taoist temples are dotted around the mountain with shrines, tea houses and pathways carved according to the ancient Chinese legend. The main path up Mount Hushan took 3,000 years to build and it spans around 7.5 miles, but nearly 6,000 feet skyward. That's quite exciting and interesting, but more so in this mountain in the middle of nowhere, a pagoda sits on a rock face with no way in or out, unless you climb precariously down a rock face, making use of metal bars and old footholds. Once you get through the hoops, you get to enjoy breathtaking views and a solo game of chess. Would you give up weekend barbecues, chit-chat with the neighbours and the loud music coming from the DJ next door? Think about it. Some quiet, tranquility and freshness. Where would you go if you had to pick one of the 10 places? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.